With the release of DALL-E in 2021 and Midjourney in 2022, AI art has sparked ginormous curiosity and controversy within the art community. I would say that most artists would consider AI art as a violation within international law, or at the very least, some form of theft. However, I believe AI art has brought us a new frontier to discover. It's being used across so many different industries. Architecture, you could say graphic design, logos, product design as well, packaging, even social media, thumbnails, for example. And not to mention large companies like Adobe are now encouraged to also innovate with the integration of AI across so many different applications now. Some softwares such as Adobe Firefly pride themselves on creating their AI art material from non-copyrighted images, such as their own stock library. This makes it openly licensed and safe for commercial use. However, other softwares such as DALL-E and Midjourney cannot say the same. And that's because this technology is developed in a way to scour the entire internet and take pretty much the intellectual property of the original artists and then reappropriate that into its own creation. This process has actually been coined a term now, data scraping. So we ask ourselves then, under copyright law, is AI stealing these artists' work? And it's a tough question to answer because it's not just one artist at stake here. It's every single artist that has ever posted anything underneath a URL. And when I say there's been lawsuits, let me tell you, there's been plenty. And there have been some good things that have come out of it, such as the inability to copyright any form of AI material. And I'd say that's a pretty good start considering we're this early in the frontier of AI. And some would argue that maybe this is just how it's meant to be, the process of technological advancement. Well, unfortunately, a lot of artists would disagree with that statement, and so the war on AI art continues, and it's about to get a whole lot spicier because artists now have a new weapon. Meet Nightshade, an artist's poison to the chalice. It's a tool that has been developed by a team led by the Professor Ben Zhao at the University of Chicago, and it works in an interesting way where artists can apply invisible pixels to their art so that when it's data scraped off the internet, let's say by Midjourney, it causes the software to break in chaotic and unpredictable ways. Dogs become cats, cows become cars, and CK becomes a full-time YouTuber. I think this technology is amazing for artists that want to protect their IP. The fact they can upload an image and glaze it over with a bit of nightshade, and now Midjourney, DALL-E, any AI art technology can no longer actually data scrape it and interpret it the way that it's meant to be. In fact, it poisons the software because now its understanding of what something is then correlates to something completely different. And the more it data scrapes of Nightshade, it's gonna act like a Trojan horse and break down this AI art technology from the inside. So far, there has been no response from AI art developers, but we do know that it is painstakingly hard to remove. That's because it requires these tech companies to go in and individually delete these source images that have been poisoned with Nightshade. Finally, there is now a tool for artists to fight back on this AI war, to protect their intellectual property, but still also allow them to share it to the internet, to the world. And it will make AI art developers think twice about the softwares that they develop, as they run the risk of data scraping the wrong source image and then having their models break down from the inside. What do you guys think of this? Is it reasonable? Are people just getting way too worked up about it? I read something about how Beeple, one of the most famous artists in the world now, stated that once you post something to the internet, you have to be okay with it being taken, reappropriated, even copied. At the end of the day, it's an interesting topic, and to be honest, I think the fight is far from over, if it's not just getting started, and I just wanted to share my thoughts a bit about it. That's it. Catches.